Hello users, and welcome to another episodic installation of Flicks Done Quick. So, on Netflix, I was browsing, if you will, and I found a movie that people have told me to watch, people have been telling me to watch for a while. I'm going to drink water in the first 30 seconds because I should have done it beforehand, but you know. A movie that people have been recommending for a long time, V for Vendetta. And so I just finished watching it about 5-6 minutes ago. And pretty good flick. Very obviously, a lot of people have been telling me to watch it as of late. So very culturally and timeline, wise compared to where we are living and how we are living in the current modern age. Very, very contextually appropriate. Now, I could sit here and talk about the parallels and all that crap, but I think that's a little bit too kind of like snooty for me. So I'm just going to talk about the movie itself. I thought it was really, really, really good. I do think the worst part of the film was when the guy V decided to torture the woman. I think her name was Evie or whatever. I thought that part was probably pretty terrible. I did not like the progression of that plot. It would have been significantly better if she were actually captured by the government and then saved at a certain point in time. I thought that was a little bizarre, to be honest. I understand the kind of poetic ironies involved. I just disagree with that. Obviously, there's spoilers here. I probably should, but apparently everyone has seen this movie except for me. So if you're watching this, chances are you've seen the film. If not, I would recommend watching it. Again, there is a lot of plot points that are very, very eerily similar. Again, like the virus thing, all that kind of stuff. Super, super interesting. I also like how this movie took place in England. I thought that was pretty good. I would like to say probably my favorite scenes, and they're very subtle, but I did appreciate them a lot, where throughout the movie you see the High Chancellor talking in various areas like nursing homes, people's living rooms, bars, and so forth. And as the movie progresses, you keep seeing them respond, and you keep seeing people, instead of just watching, with empty eyes, they watch and criticize, or they will say and all that kind of stuff. And then there's the scene at the end where the revolution, as it were, takes place, where the High Chancellor is speaking to all the televisions in the country, except they pan and then no one is actually watching. They're all in the streets. And I thought that was probably the best part of the film, was less so the main characters and more so the reactions from the everyday folk. I thought that was the best part because of the subtlety involved. I did think a lot of the dialogue from V was very pretentious. I didn't necessarily, it wasn't that bad, but it was very pretentious. I did like the V word kind of thing at the beginning where he kept using a bunch of V words. I thought that was pretty good. But outside of that, I felt like it was just kind of pretentious. I did think that the idea of them remaining masked the entire film, I was wondering if they were going to unmask at the end. I did appreciate that they did not. I thought that was pretty good. I thought the idea of all the crowded people with the masks on and then them taking it off at the end, I thought that was symbolically pretty good. This movie nailed symbolism pretty well. And again, it has pretty decent values. I do appreciate the messaging and stuff. And again, I'm not going to sit here and talk about how the parallels to the modern time are, because we all know. If you've seen the movie, you know what's up. If you're paying attention, you know what's up. But I really did appreciate how they kind of took everything to such an extreme, and how the plot kind of was about you can reach an extremist form of government in a short period of time. I believe the number was about 14 years or so from a specific event to the current events. And that's a pretty good number, especially when you consider the rise of Adolf Hitler in Nazi Germany. So again, this is something that's super interesting as a philosophical point, is how short of an amount of time things can get very, very out of hand when it comes to government's control over how we think. And, again, it's a pretty good movie. I did honestly. My main criticism was I didn't think the character of Evie or Evelyn or whatever her name was. I didn't think her character was good. I didn't think any of the characters were particularly good, and that's my main criticism of the film. I thought the film's subtleties and the storyline and the poetic value of it, I thought all of that was brilliant. But maybe it's on purpose that all of the main characters weren't that good. Again, I don't like the torture scene. I thought that was unnecessary. I thought that was silly. I don't know. Like, the movie's got problems, but again, I like the symbolism. I liked I feel like if the movie would have been way cooler to watch if it weren't based around the characters that were based around and just based around the world. And people's reactions to it. I feel like that would have been a better film. But I don't know. That's just me. I thought the pretentiousness of the main characters were a little bit too on the nose, but at the same time, I feel like it was the point. But either way, it was a really good film. Definitely something you should watch with the eye of what's happening in 2020. If you've seen it before, give it a rewatch or something. I think it's probably worth it. And again, I liked it. I don't know what else to say. I thought it was pretty good. So I will see you in another video. Thank you for watching.